Here we go. All right. Welcome to season 2 of CoCoa Conversations with the Runners Tag Team Edition. Right? How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Well, very well. Say your name. Tell them where you're from, where you repping, who you repping, what's going on.
Richard Davis from Brooklyn, Running Edge.
Jahira Davis from Brooklyn, Running Edge.
Okay, so did you notice that they have the same last name? Because father and daughter.
Hmm.
So how long have you lived in Brooklyn, or you born and raised in Brooklyn?
Born and raised.
I lived in Brooklyn now 44 years.
Wow. Where are you from?
Born and raised in Panama City, Central America.
Okay, have you been back?
Yes. Yes.
Have you been, Jahira?
No.
No? Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And what is your favorite thing about Brooklyn?
Prospect Park.
Why Prospect Park?
Peace. Self-awareness, spiritual. Concentration. Motivation. Life.
Hmm.
It makes it like I'm actually back home. Back home in that natural setting,
How often do you go to Prospect Park?
at least 3 times a week.
Okay.
Now that I've moved out of the area,
Okay.
but it was every day
Every
I
day.
lived in the area every day.
Every day. For
Yeah.
your peace, right?
In my peace.
And Jahira, what's your favorite part of Brooklyn?
Probably Bed-Stuy.
Bed-Stuy. What about Bed-Stuy? How you know about Bed-Stuy? How'd she know about Bed-Stuy?
I live in Bed-Stuy.
Oh, she lives in Bed-Stuy. All right. And so, what you said Bed-Stuy, but what is it that you like to do?
I like to go outside a lot with my nephews sometimes when they come over.
Your nephews?
We like to play outside with the water hose. We just started playing outside with the water hose. But we used to run around, and they're very active, so I like to play around with them, sit down sometimes, play with the chalk outside. And I like to write, since COVID started, I like to write nice notes outside on the sidewalk, just to make people feel better if they're sad.
Aww. So you write messages on the sidewalk, like the ground, with the chalk. What's your favorite message that you've written?
Stay happy or Black Lives Matter.
Stay happy, Black Lives Matter. So for CoCoa Conversations, right? We talk about, it's about the cocoa, right? Do you like hot chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Where was your best hot chocolate from?
My mother.
Okay. What made it so special?
The cream, the vanilla, the cinnamon. So, Mom.
You had a lot going on. Do you make hot chocolate?
Once in a while. Not as much as I used to.
Okay, so when was the last time you had hot chocolate?
Over the winter?
People always associate hot chocolate and winter. You can have hot chocolate just like people drink coffee all year round. You can have hot cocoa all year round. And you?
From that place up I don't know.
From where?
Where we had to taste test it.
Oh, the taste testing, right? For season 1, she was a tester, right? That was a long time ago. That's a whole year ago.
But sometimes I like to make the ones from the pack. I don't know what it's called, but I like to make the ones.
The Swiss Miss?
Yeah.
Bootleg.
But it has marshmallows in it. Or sometimes I like
extra bootleg.
Or sometimes when he'll make it, I'll put marshmallows and whipped cream in it.
Okay, that's an upgrade to it. It's camouflage. Camouflage the fakeness. We're going to taste what we call a cocoa punch. So for season 2, we are at Steph Lover's Cafe. And it is about smoothies and breakfast food. Very, very yummy. But he's made what we call a cocoa punch. I told you a little snippet about what's in there. But when it's time, you're going to taste it. All right? So we're going to get into, when did you start running?
Seriously?
Or, I mean, what is considered seriously? Let's hold. Let's hold. He says, seriously. Is he bringing it now? No. All right. So when did you start running?
Seriously, at the age of 14.
14.
Yeah. I was a late bloomer.
Okay.
I was a late bloomer.
Okay. But not everyone doesn't run, so why would you consider that a late bloomer?
Usually you start at a younger age if you're serious about the sport.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't serious about the sport.
Okay. So 14, was that in school?
I actually joined a track club first.
Okay. Do you remember the track club name?
I do not. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
It was a long time ago.
Okay.
And then I joined my high school track team to stay out of trouble. I was back then known as a truant, a trouble kid, I guess. And I thought I was fast, and those kids showed me that I wasn't. Right. And then you started to learn the actual how to run. So by the age of 15, I totally took running serious 100%.
15. So just 1 year.
1 year.
Oh, so it took you seeing the fast runners to be like, oh, I need to step my game.
Yes, because I knew not to be selfish or anything, that I was actually better than them.
Mm-hmm.
I just actually needed to know that this is not a game anymore.
Right.
We're not playing tag or, red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
We are actually running.
Uh-huh.
And I had to learn the art of running.
Okay.
And once I learned the art of running and understood what running really meant, that was it for me.
Okay. Huh. And Jahira, how old are you now?
I'm about to turn 13, so I guess like 12 and a half.
Fine.
About to be 13. So your dad said that, oh, usually people start younger. So when did you start running?
Like 4.
4 years old. So that's what? 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Huh. Did you like it?
Not at first, but I started to progressively started to like it.
Talk louder. Say again.
I progressively started to like it because it was like, at first it was like a fun thing that I just used to do, and then it just started getting more serious.
So let's talk. Right. So I know you said you started at 14, got really serious by 15. So 15 all throughout you were running then?
All throughout my teenage years up till now at the age of 53.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jahira's 13, so she's up. Hopefully you'll continue like your dad, right?
Yeah.
Oh, our CoCoa is here. Let's try the CoCoa punch. Thank you. Oh wait, switch.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, cause you gotta show the mug.
For the ladies.
For mine,
Your side show.
right, the left, right. It's cold because it's a CoCoa punch. Cheers.
Cheers.
Try it. Let me know. How do you like it? You don't like it? Peanuts.
No.
Why you don't like it?
I don't like peanuts.
How do you like it?
I love it.
So let's go back to, you started at 14, Jahira started at 4, 10-year difference. What was it like when you knew Jahira started running? Like, how were you feeling? What were your thoughts?
Well, I first noticed her talent, that she could be a talented runner at the age of 2. We were in Prospect Park at a barbecue and around and just watching her form, her natural form. right away told me that she was going to be a very good runner. And that's when I actually decided that when she gets older, I'll become a coach.
Mm.
And then, share now my running secrets.
So when did you become a coach?
About 2 years ago.
Oh, I don't know why I thought he was a coach like forever.
No, I wasn't. I've become a certified coach 2 years ago. I'm certified everything, but I've had coaching experience. I've had people that I've coached and mentored, but I didn't take it serious until finally Jahira. I saw the talent in her.
Mm. And even so, then at 4, Jahira is now about to be 13. You're her coach.
Mm-hmm.
She's had any other coaches?
No, she had one, but after that, it's been me.
Okay. How do you like your dad coaching you?
It's good. That's weird, but it's good.
It's weird. What makes it weird?
He's my dad.
Shouldn't that make it better? Do you think he's tough on you?
Yeah, but for good reasons.
For good reasons? Do you ever get mad when he's tough on you? How does that work at the house? You just not talk? I'll take it. Okay, so now let's get into what is Running Edge.
Running Edge was built as a running community for adults and the youth. I'm the coach for the youth division, and we do several races. As you know now, due to the pandemic, a lot of the races are canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But
Only 5 to 14.
right.
And how
And
many?
that age, for the simple reason I stop at 14, usually by then they're heading to high school. A majority of the high schools already have track teams.
Right.
So I just prepare them to actually be ready for the competition.
Okay. And for the Running Edge, who started the Running Edge? Like, how did you come about with that?
A young fella by the name of Ashley Tucson, that lives now in Florida. He asked me to join the team. He saw, with all my running experience of 40 plus years, that'll be an asset to his organization, and he asked me to join.
Okay. So how has it been?
It's been great.
And then how many kids are there?
We have at the moment the total of seven kids.
Uh-huh.
7 kids, and looking to add on more.
Mm-hmm.
But we will start retraining again in September. So I'm looking from 7 to about 12.
12. Okay.
I try not to have my team too big or too small, because I really want to focus on the talent, on the art.
Right.
Let them understand.
Oh.
So they could understand the art of running.
Mm-hmm.
The different breathing techniques, the form, the speed. I've had people that come and tell me, well, I'm fast already. Well, I can make you faster.
Mm-hmm.
But are you coachable?
Right.
So it's different things.
I know I had a little a training with him because for the Colgate.
Women's Colgate
2019. I didn't even know, like, growing up, I guess because of my mom working a lot, I didn't even know about the Colgate games and stuff like that. I played volleyball and I was a dancer. So for me, running wasn't even part of my vocabulary at all. We had track at school, but growing up, no. And so I remember in college seeing something about the Colgate women's, but already I'm doing volleyball, so it didn't matter. No offense. And I just know these girls from Black Girls Run were on the train one day. We were coming from a race, and they said that they were about to go to the
Women's
sign
Colgate
up.
game.
Yeah. And I was like, why not? And then look who I see. Immediately I said, you know what? Let me try. I wanted a challenge, and I was getting faster anyway on my own training. So then just being around you and hearing it and telling me what to do, I got better each time. And I was so proud of myself. And I said, he's something. But that's just even on my end, because I know you do still train other people.
I do still train other people.
Right.
I do train
Adults.
adults.
Right.
Yes.
So if you need to be trained, because I know I shaved the first time, maybe it was 12. Go obviously from the first, I don't even remember the time, but going to the second one, it was like 12. And then the third one after that was like 20 minutes. 20 minutes?
About 20 minutes. I remember you improving a great deal every time you got on the track.
Yeah. I almost want to say that. Yeah.
It's just by listening. So just imagine now what your marathon time would be.
Right. Well, not now. I got to retrain. But definitely. Yeah. So I know for me, have you seen the progress in Jahira?
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, when she first started, we were still trying to figure out what would be her specialty. Is she a middle distance, a sprinter, a long distance? And we've figured that out that she's a middle distance person. She has the speed.
So, where were we at? The progress in Jahira. What have you seen? Like, when did you notice that, oh, this training is making a difference?
When I saw her run a 6-minute mile.
That's super fast.
That was 8, 9 for the first time without no experience. And I saw. Then when you start to evaluate runners, you look at their progress, you look at their strides, you look at their breathing, what they do in races, in the middle, the beginning, the end. And she had it all. It's just a matter of putting everything together. But like I always tell her, she's the one that has to believe.
Right.
I believe.
Right.
The talent is there. A lot of people see the talent. She just have to believe and go out there and work hard.
6 minutes. Like, what did that feel like? Did you feel like your chest was like tight? Like what? It was.
I didn't know how to breathe.
So after you were finished, you were like, I'm done. Did you say I'm done after this? 6 minutes is super fast.
Yeah.
I remember I just sat down and fell asleep.
Say it again.
I remember the first time I sat down after that race, I fell asleep.
How many miles was that?
That was a one miler. That was a a 1.5, and you did that in the Bronx. Van Cortlandt Park.
Okay.
I was impressed. It reminded me of myself because I ran Van Cortlandt a lot when I was in high school, and that's when they found out where I was going to be. Because I was telling people I'm a dead sprinter, but I couldn't maintain the speed.
Okay.
But I had the endurance to maintain the speed over longevity over a race, and that's how I became a half miler.
What's the difference?
A half a mile, 800 meters.
How fast can someone do that?
The world record is a minute and 40 seconds.
What's yours?
My best time was 1:46. A half a mile in college.
Super fast.
Yeah.
Super fast. Okay. So let's go into racing, right? A race.
Correct.
Do you remember your first race?
Yes.
What was your first race?
It was a 4x2 100-meter relay. I had the slightest idea what I was doing.
On the track?
On the track.
Wow. Okay. I already talked about the training on the street and in the track. Two different things. Yo, it's a different beast. I remember the first time, I said to you, I said, I've never run around a track before, like for speed, just leisure. But that indoor track, it's for me, that's like stage actors and film actors. That's what it felt like. The big difference between the two. I
was a freshman. I was fast enough to be on the team, but I had no experience in running the event. And a relay is the team thing. So positioning, everything, I had no concept of it. Obviously, as time went on, practice of being embarrassed, knowing that I could be better, I practiced on my own. I practiced on my own, and I efficiently became better. My sophomore year, I was the most improved, most of this, hold records, this that, simply because I went out. This is why I love Prospect Park. Prospect Park was my training ground. Prospect Park was my truth.
Right.
Prospect Park was my balance. Prospect Park was my savior, was my everything.
Right. Jahira, do you remember your first race?
Yeah.
Yes, loud.
Yeah. Oh, I was very little, but I was
Let me
like,
just give you while you talk. Let's go.
I was like maybe I was 4, maybe 5. I was running against little kids.
You were a little kid.
Yeah, I was, me and the other little kids. We were by the restoration on behind. Yeah. And I can remember my cheeks
On
just
wait,
flapping.
Restoration Plaza?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hope now. This race?
When I was 4 behind the restoration, I could just remember my cheeks just flapping in the wind.
The cartoon, right? How did you feel after that?
Very tired.
Very
I
tired.
just sat down on the sidewalk.
And so with track, let's go to now races for medals, right? Because with the tracks, you're placing. There's placements. And I guess sometimes you can get a medal from that too. So I guess you will. Trophies and medals and ribbons. When was the switch for you off of a track to an actual physical race?
Mine just Coney Island.
Coney, is that?
It was a 5K. Maybe it was a 1.
Do you remember the name of the race?
Wasn't that you talking about the Brooklyn half?
The Brooklyn half, and
it was
running the last mile.
The 1.5. 1.5.
That's a race?
Yes, that they have for the kids
Oh.
at the end of the Brooklyn half on the boardwalk.
Okay.
They run the last mile and a half, just like they do in the New York City Marathon. Also, they run the last mile and a half of that event.
Okay, and so this is you get a medal for that?
Yes.
You're gonna have to send me a picture of that medal. I didn't even know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of the races that I ran with one of my best friends from school, but I didn't know she was there until like I caught up to her, but then I won against her.
Okay. And yours, Rich?
My road race was in high school. We ran the turkey trot in Prospect Park.
Mm-hmm. I think I did that 3 years in a row.
I did that. Oof. That was in probably 1985.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
So have you done that race again?
I've done it over the years. I'm not consistent at it. I've done it over the years. I've done also the Prospect Park Cherry Hill 10 miler.
Okay. I want to do that one. I always miss out. Always miss out on that one. But that was so the medal for that one everyone got. Do you remember, were you happy with your time? Or you just doing it for fun? Because that's a turkey trot I do for fun.
When we did it in high school, we took those events were run for practice. So we didn't really do anything crazy. I wasn't a long distance runner, so it was for fun. I was a half miler, quarter miler, so I didn't really care about time. It was something for us to prepare for cross country, and cross country prepared for the indoor runners.
Okay.
So, no, I didn't take road running serious until I met BMR.
Ah, well, BMR, another episode. How long you been with BMR?
This will be my 5th year.
5th year.
5th year.
And how are you enjoying that run group?
Love it. Love it. I mean, they were the one who brought the mojo back. They brought the competitive edge back in me.
Okay.
I says, oh, okay. These brothers are serious. Again,
right.
You know, when I met them, I was overweight. I was not in shape, not this. And I says, okay, it's time to get back and take out the dust off the shoes
Right,
again.
right. So that was 5 years ago, but Jahira was running then.
Yes.
So you just wasn't running.
I was running, but there is running and then there's running and taking it serious.
Right. Agreed.
It's just not about running. It's about now resting, nutrition,
right.
Water. Those are things I wasn't doing. I was having a beer. I was,
like I'm gonna just have a beer and run.
Right. Yeah. I will have a beer. I will eat and I will do this. The menu changed after I met BMR on Fulton and Franklin. I clearly remember.
Okay.
I saw a group running. I was at the Restoration at the time, and they were at least 3 or 4 blocks ahead of me. And I said, "Oh, they're not running that fast." Once again, the competitiveness in me came out, and I caught up to them, and we ran to Prospect Park, and that's why I was introduced to everyone. Till this day, I still have that picture. As a matter of fact, I just got it. I had what's the name? I can't. Shaka. Send me the picture.
Let's hope. Wow, Rich.
I'll send you to it. I'll send you that picture too.
You need to send me the
one with Jahira and then the one that got me back into running, and you'll see the difference, and you'll be like, "Oh my God!"
I do. I want to do a split.
Yeah.
Like send me a before and after.
So
split.
There is, as both sides of the fence. There's a side that you take it serious, or then there's a side I'm just going jogging.
Right.
It's like I tell everyone, there's a difference in training.
Right. I want to see that picture. I can't wait to see that picture. And that's
it was the captain. One of the captains ran with me, B Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another brother. I could never remember his name, but he's also a business owner. And he's from Bed-Stuy, and they were the ones that I remember that picture. No important sneakers, no nothing. It was like I just went out, t-shirt, shorts. Let's go jogging.
Mm-hmm. Memories.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I didn't want to talk about it, but we're gonna have to talk about it.
We were still in quarantine at the time, but I would just sit around.
You was eating a lot? Because you don't look like you got the quarantine 15 at all. Your genetics is popping.
I was just sitting around doing nothing.
Say it again?
I was just sitting around doing nothing, and if I was bored, I would just eat. And if I was bored, I would just sit down on my bed and go to sleep.
Were you running? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Your mama said TikTok. So that was March. Obviously, we're still in it, but were you going outside? Did you stay in your house for a period of time, and did you come out? When did you come out? You remember that?
No, probably
April. So it took you about a month and a half to realize that you can come outside now. Oh, careful. Hold for the B. Say that again.
Maybe April. Maybe
beginning of April, or
maybe late April.
I think I'm asking Mama and your daddy. Was it when did you know that? Because a lot of people were fearful of going outside. So from March, I think it was the 15th is when they told kids are not going back to school. It was that Saturday. I remember getting a call, and they said, no more, because I was on my own mission after that. Were y'all in the house? Did you go to work, Richard?
Yeah,
you still had to go to work, right? Mm-hmm. Because your job, what do you do?
I'm a supervisor for an emergency hospital for the veterinary industry. So
there was no shutting down.
No, there was 24 hours. We went to work. I don't think there was no real fear in my immediate family. I think we more went through the aspect of trying to explain to Jahira what was going on. Mm-hmm. With the pandemic, Black Lives Matter movement, with all these marches, that was more of our concern than anything. I think the pandemic didn't really fear us much. More of the movement that was going on was more important to us than the pandemic at the time.
Say the last part again.
The pandemic wasn't a fear for our family. More the movement, we were more concerned because of a younger brain, a younger child was actually seeing this.
Right.
So We have to go through history of what we saw when we was her age throughout this movement for people of color.
And
So
how was that for you? Like, were you scared, or how did your parents do stuff to you to make you feel calm or not? Louder.
What they did was like explain stuff to me in pieces, like piece by piece. They would explain things to me. Like if I didn't understand something, they would explain that to me and then get back to the subject.
Okay, good. I asked that question because I know a lot of people did no activity, no exercising, and it was just about binging and watching TV. So that's what I was saying. When do you remember the switch? I'll say for Jahira because you were going to work, but maybe for Lois too. Hi, Lois. When was it that it was like, okay, you know what? We need to get back to doing exercise.
well, I never stopped. It was difficult to get the kids together because, you know, everyone had a different aspect of what was going on. I mean, everything was canceled for us. There was actually nowhere for us to go and practice,
Right.
Because everything was shut down.
Right.
We did it. We did do a right.
Oh.
Then Jahira came up with the idea that we exercise every Saturday via Zoom, and you know,
Stretches.
Who did you do the Zoom with?
The people on the track team. Some people didn't come.
Hold for a second. Who did you do Zoom with?
What do you mean?
Who was on the Zoom with you when you were doing it?
So I was with my mom and dad. That was one. Coach Toussaint.
Shout out to Ashley.
Ella, Amira, Lizzie, and Drew.
Oh, you had a lot of people on there.
Yeah, and Solomon would just be in the back, our dog.
Hold on. Go.
We would do like these stretches. Coach Toussaint would have like this warm-up ball. We have it at home. We just got it, but he had it, and he would just roll it, and it would tell us what stretch to do, what workout to do.
Okay.
Like say he rolled in, we would do like 15 jumping jacks or like 10 squats or like 13 seconds of running in place.
Okay, that's so good. You thought of that on your own with Coach.
No, I thought about that.
Oh. Okay. She said, "Give me my full credits."
And then I told my mom, and then an idea came about.
Okay. You feel proud about that? I know that's right. Now, what 5 things could you leave the audience with as far as something that's inspirational? And, it can be a 1-word thing. It can be something that's a sentence or 2. But what would you leave the audience as far as a beginner runner and or a seasoned runner?
Determination is a hell of a thing. Never give up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you're fast, super fast, slow. Your race, your pace.
I love it. I know we've said that too. What's yours? That's 1. Now 2. Hold on.
I was gonna say never give up, but he stole that. So.
He stole it. Okay, come. Try and get one on your own. You had
Always
one.
try.
Okay.
Always,
Say that again.
Always try. Never give up, and just keep doing what you're doing, no matter what anybody tells you. Like if they tell you you're not a good runner, just keep doing it, no matter what they say. Use that as your motivation.
Good. 3.
The third would be, I will say what I say to myself a lot. You are the best simply because you're trying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't know how far you could get unless you put your first foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the mind is a powerful weapon.
Right. Agreed.
Like I said, I went from just jogging to meeting brothers that I didn't think were into what I did. And then it just changed my whole outlook and brought me back to my competitive days. not realizing that they also brought back that killer instinct of going out there and accomplishing my goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I respect running so much, because running allowed me to achieve things that I never thought I'd be able to achieve. Travel, uh, just going to Buffalo, New York,
Right.
was huge for me at the age of 16. I recall when we went to how powerful this stuff became to me. I qualified for the Empire State Games. Again, I'm going to age myself, in 1984, 85 in track and field. And I was amazed how life in Buffalo, where we were at, and the life of an inner city kid was like 1,000% so different.
Mm-hmm.
And their training facilities, while I'm training in a hallway of a high school, they're training on professional track.
Right. That was like,
Right. Just hearing my mom say it all the time till this day, you're blessed. We don't count our blessings. We don't appreciate what we do for ourselves on a daily basis. We wait for others to appreciate you. No, you should appreciate what you accomplish every day.
Right.
We a lot of us don't get to take a breath every day.
Right.
Whether you're old, young, doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't last for long. So when I'm able to tie up my sneakers and tell my family I'll be back, I'm going to run X amount of miles, I'll be back, and I come back a totally different person.
Right.
I'm laughing, I'm joking, I'm not as stressed.
Right.
You know, my tense level is lessened. You know, I go to work and they be like, even your eyebrows are smiling, Dave. Why are you always? And I says, come out with me for 2 hours and you'll see what I mean. I can't explain it unless you come out and see the freedom that you have.
I love it. 4, you had enough time to think.
Never look back, because
Say it again.
never look back when you're running, because the person behind you will see your weakness and they'll use it against you to win.
That's a good one. And Rich, your last one.
Do what you love. Period.
Yeah.
Do what you love.
Period. No, period. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I thank you so much for coming. How long, let's go backtrack a little bit. How long has Running Edge been in existence? Where can we find Running Edge? Where can we find your run group? And say our closing.
I will say Running Edge been in existence now for a solid 3 years. We have reach out to us. I'm not a online person per se. I'm more of a personal. I like that personal intimacy of contact with people.
Let's hold. Say that again.
I like that intimacy of just the natural contact with people. I like to feel people's vibes. It's very hard to figure out who you are via email and texting. So we contact each other through a run group. We have the Running Edge. You can reach us through that on any whatsapp.com, or you could also
Facebook and
Instagram, and you could also call me, which I prefer.
Call you. You have a number since you
718-826-8812.
Say it again for the people.
718-826-8812.
That's his personal number.
Yeah, and I
only call him for running bell. His wife is over there.
So
yes, and Jahira, thank you so much. She didn't really like the punch, but that's okay. She's gonna get some more yummy food from inside here. But you are a motivation to others, and I really, really liked how you said you came up with that idea for the Zoom. That shows entrepreneurship. Rich, since she didn't like it, cheers.
Right here.
And smile.